So chess, not just because I love it, is the greatest game ever. It's a sport, belongs to the Olympic Committee, has more country involved than FIFA. Chess is art. It's the opportunity to make something new, one unique in every game. Doesn't matter if you're master or not. So the satisfaction, the pleasure to create something unique. And chess is approach to the reality. The approach is a model approach to life, approach to science. And when you play chess, you have in principle two opponents, and the strongest one is chess itself. It's like chess behave as a life organism. When I start to play chess, I start to play because I saw a chess player, international master Westerini, something like that, from Finland in 1966, more or less like that. The Olympia was in Cuba, and Bobby Fischer was there, by the way. So I fell in love with chess. I was in love with chess. I saw that gentleman playing with 30 chess players simultaneously. So I start to my first step, try to gain a lot, play a lot, develop vision. So later, we start to understand some concept. This is interesting. The chess player follow the same path or way that the history of chess show. So the chess player go from tactic, romantic the game, sacrifice, material versus time, etc., and so go to the positional concept coming. And this understanding about chess is very dynamic, is changing, and there are some principles that I said before, not necessarily dogmas. So doesn't match absolutely 100% with the position. The most important thing is specifically the position. But I have a lot of curiosity. I am, I will be about the brain working, the brain and mind working. And so specifically, what happened with the grandmaster mind? Chess has in common connection with language, with math, through patterns. So I guess English I have about 350,000 patterns, chess too. So the chess player handle pattern, the master handle a lot of pattern, and so it's a battle, it's intellectual battle where it's a kind of monologue. We are thinking all the time, as I said before, about the future, the position, but also it's a dialogue in silence with your opponent. You try to discover his or her plan, and you try to make yours. So it's a game of a strategy and tactic, how I'm going to get my goal. And even when we can synthesize steps that we can follow, how the brain and mind working is absolutely different. It's a visual skill are so important in chess. The history of chess go from the romantic school where people prefer sacrifice material to get time knowing the clock, time about initiative, and so later coming to the positional conception by Steinitz. And so the great chess player like Capablanca, Lasker, Alekhine, chess was in evolution and go to a school that is called hypermodern school. And now we are playing a different chess, different kind of chess, Blitz, classic chess. The chess now is more commercial too. And so maybe, in my opinion, the creation, the art in chess has been reduced in business. Anyway, chess is an amazing opportunity too for a school, for people to improve their intellectual skill. A lot of neuroscience research use chess to investigate, what happened with the system brain-mind. So chess is absolutely useful for avoid some kind of a disease, Alzheimer, for instance. It's a kind of intellectual game, and it's not just for competition, of course not. It's a pleasure to play, the pleasure to share ideas with someone, in this case the opponent. David Brostin, a grandmaster from Russia, he preferred the faster chess and combination chess and more art than sport. And that what happened today is absolutely the opposite, but we can find any way in this. Actually, is some beautiful game, a beautiful combination, but the chess help to develop. It's not unique in that way, but it's another field that will be able to help to develop intellectual skills, psychological characteristics. So it's so useful in a school. I started to go to competition in my scholars competition in middle school, so later in high school, in college too. I went to competition in national competition, all categories, per team, juniors and senior. So senior, I played. This is a long process, and I play national tournament, and I got the title national expert and national master in chess in Cuba. What happened at that time? No internet, so I came to America and I really missed my notation. Unfortunately, I lost my notation, and so I don't have a coefficient about that. You know, there is a ranking. It's a coefficient. It's called ELO. Alpha Elo create that coefficient. This is approach to the strength of the chess player, but it's just that one. It's approach to the strength. So we should not exaggerate what is the interpretation of the number. Anyway, it's obvious that the Magnus Carlsen had 2,800 something. It's because it's the best. But this is fine. This is an indicator that something. So I have at that time another system. So now I don't have any. I need to play a game, but I'm not sure. What I want is still understanding chess as best as I can, and sharing and help people and be involved about chess, but just play Blitz, you know, it's really, really fast and enjoyable. So conventionally, chess is divided in opening, middle game, and ending. The opening, the theory of opening has been evolved a lot. So the most popular opening is called Ruy Lopez, Spanish opening. And so in any opening, what chess player try to do is fighting for the center. The center of the board is e4, e5, d4, d5. Develop light pieces and trying to castle as soon as possible because the king is supposed to be safe. The middle game is more creative. It's less theory, even when today the theory go to the move number 30, 30 something, in some opening, in some defense. By the way, opening is made for white and defense is made for black. At the end of the game, the ending of the game is very technical. It's a close connection with geometry, and there are some king pawn ending that absolutely the solution coming from geometrical conception. The rook pawn ending is the ending that appear the most. It's about 70% of game go to the rook ending. You can see the world champion Magnus Carlsen with a good position, and so you say, well, how is going to win? And the chess itself beat him. Let him impossible to win. So chess itself is like, as I said before, it's a live organism that his behavior is another opponent. It's the strongest opponent for chess play. There is a book. The guy is called William Henry, something like that. And so the good is interesting because the title of the book is, let me see in English. In Spanish we say, juego y después pienso. So it's like move and think later, something like that. And so the position of this writer, chess player, international master, I guess from England, Henry, is very interesting. There are a group of young international masters and grandmasters that they are spending their time mostly about education, instructional chess. Very interesting position that I guess is important for every field. It's about teaching and learning. And so how can I say, the role that unconscious level play in the learning process about chess and about everything. So this is interesting point of view that deserve analysis, study, is controversial. Yeah. The most, for me, interesting and beautiful relationship in chess is about between pawn structure and activity of pieces, because this is a universe, and it's a closed universe. But the universe is not static. Could be smaller, and could be smaller because maybe the battle is just in one side, in one wing, so maybe it's just in the king's side. So could be less than 64 square. No bigger, but could be less. So it's dynamic, and so in few words, it's facing the static concept that coming from Stein. How important is a spot, the knight, the square in d5, or how important is the opponent make a weakness, and how explode the weakness of the opponent, etc., etc. But there are dynamic, and the dynamic, I guess, is what gives to chess really life. It's a lot of issues. I'm not sure exactly, but I guess that at the fourth move, there are more choice in chess than electrons in the universe. Yeah, the openings are classified in three kinds of opening. The open opening is E4, E5. So, but we have defense, and so semi-open opening, like a Sicilian defense. This is the second most popular defense in all history of chess. There are a lot of variation. Any opening have its own characteristic, so mostly about the pawn structure and how the piece is supposed to be. Mostly the light pieces, where I'm going to put my bishop, where my bishop is going to have a better performance, knight, and later the heavier pieces coming when files are open or semi-open. So there are close opening too, that the starting principle with d4, and so the first action directly of the center is a very important principle in chess. So chess follow a sign analogy, some kind of principle, but there is no dogmas in chess, and the experiment in chess, that is the game, has the last word. So when I say before about the hypermodernism chess, they try to get the control of the center, E4, E5, or D4, D5, to taking a distance with bishop or with the knight. So different conception. Anyway, any game is unique, and there are principles, but what is important, 99% of chess is tactic. And so, of course, there are a close relationship, that connection with conception. More or less, I can say, well, the plan is the goal that we have, but the plan need to be modified. Any theory in science is modified for the reality. The reality is making the game. I love the environment. I remember Bobby Fischer said, what I love about chess is the environment. So I go to any tournament, and my first step inside, I am happy already. So, but I would like to see, in Bullitt County Public School specifically, where I spent part of my life, we are improving the participation, mostly for an elementary school. That is the good age to start. The good age to start, according to some experts, is about 6 years old. And so there are some talent that they're developing with our coach, etc., etc. So I would like to see chess as an optional subject in school as a first step. This is going to bring a lot of benefit. I guess in three directions: intellectual development, from this group of people involved in chess, we are going to have better chess players in tournament. And finally, and it's controversial, and maybe I can be wrong, maybe no, is face a strong habit to use electronic devices. Even when chess, the chess actually is a software, engine, computer, well, this is different. This is different. The focus about the chess require, don't let you any kind of distraction or your king is going to be killed. Yeah, he's going to die. This is the idea. Yeah, I would like to see something like that. It's, chess involved in school as a subject. I would